Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Number 8. Should they have included Lady Stoneheart? There are many characters in the books that don't make an appearance in the series, and one of these is Lady Stoneheart. In the novels, she is the reanimated Catelyn Stark, transformed into an undead horror who seeks vengeance on those who destroyed her family. Of course, the series makes no mention of this despite some hints from Lena Headey that they would, and fans continue to dispute whether the omission was justified given just how many storylines were already going on, or whether it was a betrayal of one of the core characters and concepts explored in Martin's books. Number 7. Is Jon a hero or boring? To some, Jon Snow is one of the bravest of the Starks and one of the most notable characters in the entire series. To others, however, he is a character who shows all of his adopted father Ned's worst traits, without the charisma that Sean Bean was able to bring to his character. The extent to which Jon Snow should be seen as either one of the great epic heroes of the screen or as simply a remarkably uncomplicated and downright boring individual is one that will no doubt continue to excite fans, particularly since he's getting his own spin-off. Number 6. Should Jaime have gone back to Cersei? In a lot of ways, Jaime Lannister is the ultimate anti-hero, the type of charismatic individual the viewer cheers for even though he is capable of doing some very bad things. Most notably, as the series races toward its conclusion, he decides to leave Brienne, with whom he has finally consummated his relationship, and flee back to his sister or lover Cersei. Fans have, as always, split into two sides, and some argue that this is in keeping with his already existent loyalty, while others say that it was a betrayal of his newfound romance with Brienne. As is so often the case, it's character romance that proves most divisive in the fandom. Number 5. Should they have included the young Aegon storyline? In the books, there is yet another Targaryen who is supposedly aiming to take the Iron Throne for themselves, and that is Aegon, the supposed long-lost son of Rhaegar, and thus superior to both Daenerys and Jon Snow in terms of his blood claim. Some fans argue this excision was necessary, as it would have distracted from some of the other stories. Otherwise, however, think this as a gross oversimplification of Martin's sprawling and very complex story, a further indication of how far afield the series went from its source material. Number 4. When did the show's decline start? One of the most vigorous arguments among fans is when to locate the series' decline. Did it start with Season 7, with people seemingly able to teleport from one end of the continent of Westeros or Essos to the other? Or was it mostly contained in Season 8, which was given a reduced season order at the showrunner's request, thus necessitating some very bizarre storytelling choices? There are good pieces of evidence on both sides of the equation, and it shows just how enduring some of the bitterness over the series remains. Number 3. How about Clegane? There are many notable duels and battles in Game of Thrones, but few were awaited with as much anticipation as the final confrontation between Sandor Clegane, the Hound, and his zombified brother, Gregor the Mountain. However, even though many were looking forward to Clegane, some argued that this was a duel that was blown out of all proportion to what it actually should have been given. Indeed, it's hard to see how a duel between two relatively minor characters who have bit parts to play in the grand drama for the Iron Throne should be given so much attention by a large segment of the fandom. Number 2. Was Jaime and Cersei's death anticlimactic? Of all the notable deaths in Game of Thrones, one which has excited the most debate and the most arguments between and among fans is that of Jaime and Cersei, who perish as the Red Keep falls down upon them. To some, it is a reign of Cersei's ambitions literally falling in and crushing her, while to others, it is an anticlimactic ending for one of the series' best and most interesting villains. Either way, it is a potent sign of just how important Cersei is to the entire series and its argument about power. Number 1. Was Ramsay too evil? One of the things that makes Game of Thrones one of the best series on HBO is its ability to sketch out great villains. However, some of these, like Ramsay Bolton, managed to ignite a lot of arguments with various fans. In particular, fans are split as to whether he was just too evil, even for a series like Game of Thrones, or if his sadistic glee in torturing everyone who came into his orbit was part of what made him such a compelling addition. Regardless of which side one comes down on, there's no doubt he is a chilling and fascinating individual. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.